So now that the dust has settled from the recent Nintendo Direct, you kind of got to look at some stuff and be like, okay, well, there was lots of leaks and rumors that were leading up to this Nintendo Direct. Which ones ended up being true? And really, there was quite a few that ended up being true. You, of course, had the whole Game Boy and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance situation potentially coming to the Nintendo Switch, and hey, look, it did, and it's pretty damn good as well. Metroid Prime Remastered, there's no way that's a reality. Oh, it's a reality, and it already came out, and man, no cap, this is seriously like my game of the year thus far. I'm enjoying it more so than Hogwarts, and I really liked Hogwarts. You need to buy this game. If you own a Nintendo Switch, you owe it to yourself to buy this game. Like, it's silly if you don't buy it, but we're not here to talk about the Metroids. We're not here to talk about the Game Boys, the Game Girls, the Game Boy Advances. We're here to talk about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, because there's lots of stuff that I want to talk about in today's video, including a pretty much confirmation for that Nintendo Switch OLED model that a lot of people thought was fake, but now it looks like it's pretty real because of some information from the collector's edition of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about with Tears of the Kingdom right now. Of course, we had this new trailer at the Nintendo Direct, and it was kind of like, finally, you know, like I think it's cool that people, you know, get heavy into the lore and stuff, and they break down the trailers for an hour of like a 2-minute trailer. It's like an hour-long breakdown, like, look at this in the background, this might mean this. Like, that's cool, much respect to you, but I'm a show me person. You know, don't tell me you have a nice butt, show me you have a nice butt. Don't tell me that this game is going to be awesome, show me that this game is going to be awesome. And I feel like they definitely managed to do that with this new trailer, because, well, we just learned a bunch of stuff. I won't say we learned everything about this game, but we learned enough to keep your appetite whet and to make you want to know more about it. Of course, we have the whole story element that's going on in the game. I'll let other people break that down. Like I said, I'm a simple person and I just take it at face value. I'm more interested in the gameplay that was going to be in this game. What's going to be different? What took so long to make this game? What took so many delays? And I feel like you saw so much stuff from things like a traversal system within this game. Obviously, there's like vehicles now, and many people made, you know, sort of jokes and quips to Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts with the little vehicle thing. I mean, whatever, dude. It looks cool to me. There's like a rail system, and like Link was grinding some rails like he's friggin' Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that. But, you know, there's a flying machine as well. I thought that was really cool. I thought it was kind of unique because I feel like it shows you how big this world is going to be, and it shows you a way to traverse this world. I'm actually very interested to see the performance of this game during those segments, because it seems like you could like drive and fly for like very long distances, and if that's the case, like how much loading is going to be involved. Obviously that's more on the technical side of things. We also saw things like new enemies, you know, how the landscape of Hyrule is going to be different versus the original Breath of the Wild. I think they did a really good job of, you know, showing you stuff, making you interested, but they didn't blow their load. They did not blow their load, because I feel like there's still so many things, so many questions involved that we still don't have answers to. You know, is weapon degradation going to come back? That was a big controversial thing. A lot of people really hated that about Breath of the Wild. Like, I don't want to use Breath of the Wild, my weapon breaks. Like, I didn't hate it. Like, I honestly did not hate it. And I know I'll probably be like, oh, you're a Nintendo fanboy. No, I genuinely did not hate it. I thought it actually added an interesting layer of strategy to the game, and you know, maybe I'm alone in thinking that, but it didn't bother me. But I could take it or leave it. You know, I could definitely take it or leave it, you know. And of course you have the whole, you know, what else is there going to be, because I still think there's a lot of secrets within it. Of course, when you get a new trailer, you get a bunch of new screenshots, and some of these screenshots are absolutely gorgeous, and that's kind of one thing I want to talk about, because I feel like there's going to be a little bit of secret sauce with this game. I do find it kind of interesting, though, that nobody kind of said, you know, why is the boss from Gunstar Heroes in Tears of the Kingdom? Like, that is the level 1 boss from Gunstar Heroes, the block man thing, and he like rotates, and that was really cool on the Sega Genesis, because the Sega Genesis did not have mode 7. How does nobody put 2 and 2 together? This is pretty much confirming that treasure is somehow involved in this game. I'm just kidding. But when you look at these screenshots, you could see that there's a lot of, you know, effort put into the graphics of this game. There's a lot of clarity, a lot of crispness, and it could just be something like, oh, this is just docked mode, this, that, the other. But when you look at how Breath of the Wild panned out, Breath of the Wild originally looked better in handheld mode, and they had to do a patch for docked mode. I tend to think that there's a little bit of AMD FSR 1.0 going on with this, which is upscaling technology that you can use on a game-by-game basis. Because Nintendo's used this before. Nintendo Switch Sports actually utilized AMD FSR 1.0 to upscale things within the game. Other companies have done it too. It seems like Sonic Frontiers on the Nintendo Switch also uses AMD FSR 1.0, which is that software-based upscaling technology. It makes you wonder how that game would have looked without it, but Nintendo has utilized this technology before, and I feel like this is a game that you have to throw all the bells and whistles at. You know, not exactly like a Super FX sort of thing, but when you're charging $70 for the game, you obviously have to be giving you a great value, and the game is going to be a great value regardless of anything. But I feel like, you know, you need to go all out. You need to have all the bells and whistles, and something like FSR being implemented into this that allows for upscaling. You want this game to be, you know, your crown jewel, the best graphics, the best gameplay, the best story, the best everything, especially when you're charging that $70 price point for the first time. But like I said, that Nintendo Switch OLED leak that everyone thought, you know, I don't know if that Zelda OLED leak is real, this, that, the other. I thought it was real, and it looks like it is real. When you look at the collector's edition for Tears of the Kingdom, it all becomes crystal clear. So here is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom collector's edition that I missed out on. I mean, I'm not going to cry about it or anything. I honestly don't really care. I just want to play the game. 120 bucks, you get the game, a steelbook, a big box that'll just take up room, pin set de broches, art book, libro de arte, an icon art poster. Now, what's interesting about this stuff, though, isn't necessarily, you know, what you get in here, you know, the extra crap. I think the art book is kind of cool, though. I want to focus in on something here. Now, I did not discover this on my own. I'm not taking any credit for this, but this symbol right here. This symbol right here is an interesting symbol because this symbol was actually on the Nintendo Switch OLED model. And this is actually the first time that we've seen this symbol on something Tears of the Kingdom related. So this symbol obviously has something to do with the game. It has this hieroglyphic, has something to do with how everything, you know, storyline wise, or, you know, an emblem, a crest or something like that. It has something to do with it. And this is the first time we've actually seen it outside of that leak. So unless that leak just knew that this symbol was going to have something to do with Tears of the Kingdom, I have to believe that that leak was actually real for that system. You also look at this over here with the box, these little round circle things. You know, obviously it's just a pattern, it's nothing too crazy, but it's the same freaking pattern that's on the back of the Switch OLED that was leaked. It's the same freaking thing. So it's like, okay, either this person, you know, they broke into Nintendo, they found the information about the collector's edition, they worked on this game, so they knew what to add onto this fake Zelda OLED system, or just maybe it's an actual thing. It makes sense. Nintendo wants to sell a bunch of Nintendo Switch units. When you have this big game, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, what better way than to, you know, go all out, have the collector's edition, have the Switch OLED model, because it's going to sell. And like, this pretty much confirms that this is going to be a thing. You know, the Switch OLED that we saw that was leaked is actually real. I feel like we're going to learn about all this stuff, oh man, early April, late March, early April. They're going to do like a full-on blowout presentation of Tears of the Kingdom, talk about everything, like probably like 30 minutes long, talk about the OLED model that you can pre-order and all this stuff. And yeah, you know, this is Nintendo's big thing. This is their big thing, and I think everything that we've seen so far is very impressive. I'm still not a fan of the $70 price point because of the fact that, you know, it's in the middle of a generation. Every other Nintendo, you know, do you not try in these other Switch games? And that's why those are $60, and you get into sort of that debate. You know, well, is this game has less effort put into it? Like, why is this game more and why is this game less? It's a debate for another day. It's a debate for another video. I just wanted to talk about Tears of the Kingdom today because I feel like I didn't talk about it enough during my Nintendo Direct thing, and then after that I was just talking about Game Boys and Game Girls and Game Boy Advances and Metroid Primes. It's time to start looking at Tears of the Kingdom though, because this is obviously you know, Nintendo needs to go all out with it. They need to go all out with the graphics, the gameplay, the story, the collector's editions, the OLED models and stuff like that. This is your big thing. You're coming off the most successful Legend of Zelda game of all time. Can you replicate that success? Are you going to be as successful as you were before? A lot of people seem to think that Tears of the Kingdom is going to outsell Breath of the Wild, but I'm not quite sure about that. I'm actually going to keep my eye on that because I find that very interesting. I think, you know, people are definitely excited for that game, but I don't know if it's going to eclipse what Breath of the Wild did, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think of it in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell notification as well. Share the video around with your friends. Go buy the Switch OLED when it comes up for pre-order because it was an actual thing. And if you argued with people that it was a fake, you got egg on your face. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.